It is not easy to find snipe, even with a flashlight. When I was in college, I lived in a fraternity my freshman year. One night, all of the freshman pledges were taken to a farm along with some of the more senior fraternity members. After a good amount of beer was consumed, the pledges were each given a brown paper bag, and we were taken out to a forested area on the property. We were told that we were going snipe hunting. I had never heard of snipe before, but was told it was a small-sized lizard. The premise, as was explained to me in the other pledges, was that the older fraternity members were going to go to the other side of the trees, make noise, and drive the snipes in our direction so that we could trap them in our bags. To make a long story short, this was all a prank. There is no such thing as a snipe. It turns out that a man by the name of Conrad Hubert felt that having something like what we know as a flashlight would be a good idea. So in 1890, he developed the first handheld torch. It was Conrad Hubert who went on to become the founder of the Eveready Company, which is well known today not only for its flashlights but also for its batteries. Not to mention its Eveready Bunny. The first version of the portable torch or flashlight made by Hubert were fashioned from crude paper and fiber tubes that had connected them to both a bulb and a brass reflector. The bulbs were made of a carbon filament, which when used were only able to create a brief flash of light. Thus the name flashlight was born. In 1898, the National Carbon Company introduced the first D-cell battery. After its introduction, the first working flashlights, tubes made with thin aluminum and housing two D-cell batteries, were manufactured. These units had an incandescent bulb and a plastic reflector. Their level of light was quite dim in comparison to today's flashlights, and their available time of use was very limited. And so it was that in 1898, Conrad Hubert, a Russian immigrant, acquired a patent for his first Eveready flashlight. Hubert continued to build his company, and in 1906 he sold one half of the interest in his company to the National Carbon Company for the sum of $200,000. Hubert's invention was well received by a public that from the beginning of time had a need and a desire for some sort of handheld light source. Up to that point in time, oil lamps, candles, torches, and kerosene lamps had all been invented and designed to be carried around, but they were all dangerous as a source of light due to their flame. Although there have been many improvements over the years in flashlight design, today's modern flashlights generally work the same as Hubert's invention and consists of the same basic parts. The incandescent light bulbs have a tungsten filament that is housed in a glass tube. LEDs, or light-emitting diodes, are electronic elements, or essentially semiconductors that emit light. LEDs are much more efficient than incandescent light bulbs and are able to last a lot longer for the user. Today's LED flashlights come in a wide variety of shapes and sizes. Some come made as key rings or pens. Others are made to be mounted onto helmets or to be made. Many individuals now find it convenient to use the LED light that comes installed on their smartphones. With his flashlight, Conrad Hubert invented something that has more uses today than he could have possibly ever imagined.